Welcome to this video. In this video we will further see TTT diagram, and in case if you have not seen the previous video you will not understand the basic structure of TTT diagram, so I recommend you to go and see those video first. So here we will see some basic areas where different microstructures we can obtain from gamma austenite. So above this 727 degrees Celsius line there is gamma austenite. If we cool at different rates, then we will different microstructure. Here we have to remember one basic principle, that once gamma austenite is converted to other crystal structure, once it is converted, it will not again change to any other crystal structure. Once we change from gamma austenite to other crystal structure like pearlite, bainite, martensite, then it will not again change. Means if once the pearlite is formed, it will not again change to bainite or martensite. So once the crystal structure is formed and it is decomposed, then it cannot change to any other crystal structure, though if we enter into the other different zone. Means if we do a pearlite, then if we cool to martensite, then it will not change from pearlite to martensite. Once the crystal structure is fixed, it will remain as it is. And here from gamma austenite, if we suddenly cools from 720 degrees Celsius to the room temperature, then our workpiece will get martensite structure, which is very hard and brittle. Now if we want a pearlite, then this is the boundary line 550 degrees Celsius, above which we can obtain pearlite, and below it we can obtain the bainite. So now if we cool at a very slow rate, like above 600 degrees Celsius, and if we hold the workpiece at that and then we cool it to room temperature, then it will get coarse pearlite. And if we cool with much faster rate than this, but above the pearlite line, means above 550 degrees Celsius, then this start line of austenite decomposition and the finish line will be pearlite. So from this line it is decomposing into pearlite, and at this point it will be completely pearlite. So here it will be fine pearlite, which will be brittle than coarse pearlite. Coarse pearlite will be very ductile and tough, so toughness will be there and ductility will be there. In fine pearlite there will be less ductility and less toughness than coarse pearlite. If you want a bainite structure, then we cannot enter from this region, because once the pearlite is formed, it cannot change to bainite. So we have to first cool it below the nose of the TTT diagram. This point is called as nose. So nose occurs at 1 second. If we cool in 1 second, then it will form as a martensite, because if we cool before the nose, then it will be martensite, because we are not entering into this start line where pearlite and bainite is forming. So before this nose there will be martensite structure formation. Once we enter inside the nose, there will be either pearlite or bainite. So if we cool it till this point, which is below 550 degrees Celsius, and hold it there with that temperature till it enters fully into the bainite region, and it finishes the complete structure to bainite. So this kind of structure is hard and brittle than pearlite, but it is less hard and brittle than martensite. So this process is called as Ost tempering. We have to cool it below the nose of the TTT diagram, and then we have to hold it. And if we then cool it to room temperature, then it will be pearlite, which is fine pearlite, means it will be very fine. But if we hold it with much for longer duration and then we cool it, then it will be coarse pearlite. So that will be more ductile than fine pearlite. This Mar tempering is because we have to, if we suddenly cool it, then there will be cracks on the surface, because you see here martensite is a body centered tetragonal which has a 2 atoms in the unit cell. So when austenite, gamma austenite FCC, which has 4, here we have 4 atoms inside the unit cell, which is because it is FCC and which is more ductile. Now if we suddenly cools it, then first the surface will get cool. So on the surface there will be BCC martensite formation, and inside the core there will be steel gamma austenite remaining, which is releasing the heat and converting into the martensite, which is brittle and hard. So first the surface will get cool. When we apply the water quenching or oil quenching, then there will be surface cooling first, and then the core will be uh, decomposing. So first there will be BCC structure on the surface. So BCC has two atoms, so density reduces from 4 atoms to 2 atoms in the unit cell. The density reduces, so density is already reduced and volume is expand in this area, but in the core area there is much denser, because FCC has 4 atoms inside the unit cell. Now this 4 atoms, when it changes to 2 atoms, its density will further reduce. So it will expand, this core area will expand, and the outer region is already hard and brittle because of the martensite. So this hard and brittle region will start cracking out because inside region is expanding. So when it fully converts to martensite BCC, the surface will get brittle cracks. There will be crack formation and surface will open up because the inside region will expand, because inside region was already FCC and now it converting to BCC, which is much less denser. So due to this problem, what we do, we first cool it to certain temperature below the nose of the TTD diagram, and then what we do, we hold it for some time so that the entire structure gets converted to BCC. So there will be uniform cooling, and then we again cool it to the room temperature. So this is called as martempering to avoid the cracking of the surface. Now we understood pearlite, bainite and martensite. So here at 220 degrees Celsius, the martensite start line will occur, and these two lines we understood. This start line is pearlite start line. This finish line is pearlite finish line. This line is bainite start line, and this line is bainite finish line. Similarly, this 220 degrees Celsius is martensite start line, and this 110 degrees Celsius is martensite finish line. So this is how we can achieve different microstructure with a different cooling rate and with the different temperatures. And we will further see what this particular diagram, we are cooling it at a with respect to temperature, but we are not giving a constant cooling rate. Let's say we are cooling it at 100 degree Celsius per second. This is not occur in this diagram. We will see what happens when we cool it at a constant cooling rate. Here we are not giving a constant cooling rate. Here we are managing according to our needs, means we are cooling at the speed which we require to form different microstructure. But we will see at what cooling rate which microstructure will form. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe the channel if you are interested in GATE examination of upcoming years, and the next will be 2025 GATE exams, and this will help in further most of the interviews also. And you can use this information in BRC and ISRO examination also.